This is a video I should have made a long time ago. It's clearly a question a lot of people have. How the heck do you recruit in CFB 26 when you're not a powerhouse? A lot of us love the rebuild, love the grind, but losing a 2-star gem when you're a 1-star school is heartbreaking. So if you're getting frustrated, don't be. Today, I'm breaking down my actual recruiting method for low prestige schools in CFB 26. No cheese, no exploits, just consistency. First thing you have to do is understand your limits. If you're a 1-star or 1.5-star school, you only have like 450 recruiting points preseason, if that. If you don't have the early recruiting upgrades, you can't waste these. So in the preseason, we need to fully scout 9 players. They have to matter. I always start in the recommended tab. It's huge because that tab gives you players if you're already in their top 10, whose grades actually match your school, and whose deal breakers you already meet. In year 1, I just prioritize quarterback, offensive line, and the highest rated players at positions of need. The deal breakers I'm going to avoid immediately, guys. I don't touch players with conference prestige when it's like C-, if proximity to home is less than a B+, if pro potential is below like a C-, but like ours matches. You're asking me why? Well, once these players improve, they will transfer. When you're building a roster, surprises like that will kill your rebuild. By the end of preseason, I want my fully scouted players, mostly high 2 stars or low 3 stars that I know I can keep. So take a look at this example. So here, I've sorted my recommended tab. From highest rank down, I'm gonna go for just the best players I think I can get. So as you see, a lot of these high rated players have pro potential, conference prestige, right? As a deal breaker, I'm avoiding these because one off-season boost, they're gonna transfer from your school. So here with 1-star Missouri State, we have our preseason recruiting board. It was honestly really rough. Nobody's really interested, but these 3 stars were on the recommended tab, had to put them there, and a couple 2 stars for depth. So we have 7. I believe when you're a 1-star program, you have 350, and this will lead into in-season recruiting. Now, here we are in week 0. It's time for every player on our board to get maxed out to 50 points immediately. Even if there's no competition for these recruits, you still need to max them out. The faster they commit, the faster you free up points. Around weeks 5 through 8, most of your original recruits should be committing. Lower rated recruits commit way faster than people realize. As each player commits, immediately go back to that recommended tab and repeat the process. Highest rated players with 0 offers, players still in my top 10 or top 8, or highest rated players at positions of need. I fully scout them because we are not taking any busts, pause, then max them out again. By conference championship week, my goal is to have 12 to 14 commits. Clean board, no wasted points. Watch this. So here we are at week 2. We already have a 3-star running back that's available for a visit. So someone with no competition, I'm going to take a couple points off for just this week, 10 points off, and visit them for FCS, for the FCS school. The only schedule manipulation I've done is Missouri State was 7-5 in the regular season this year. So I went to team schedule and just simmed the games they won and lost accordingly. Now in week 3, we have more players for visits. After this, I'm not going to probably keep stopping just to show that people are visiting. But as you see, very early in the season, I have people. Now, if I don't have any competition, I'm not going to waste points on having them visit. But right here, this 2-star cornerback that Sam Houston wants, New Mexico Lobos want, I'm going to put on a visit with the same 10 points I took off bro from last week. After this, we'll probably go until people start committing. But this is why you always look at the recommended tab. See how we're a 1 prestige school, we have all these F grades, but for this player, playing style and playing time is A+, C- for campus lifestyle. So if we hard sell them, it's like we had all good grades. Like it doesn't matter we're a 1 prestige because we're A+ with what he wants. So that's why I only recruit from the recommended tab. Even when we go back to add people with no offers who are still in competition with, it's only the recommended tab. Like I'm not trying to cheat and pluck 5 stars. Like we're building this from the bottom. So here we are in week 5. We got our first commit. It's probably the highest rated player on our board, second highest player on our board. The running back, 3-star running back out of Missouri. So now that we have 50 points freed up, we're gonna go right back to the recommended tab. All of our highest rated players. So we see recommended. I'm just gonna sort them by highest rank. Whoever doesn't have any offers, and whose deal breakers we can meet over a couple years. So that's why I'm going right past these conference prestige people, right past them. I might take this fullback. I don't know if we have one on our roster. We're going right past these to get ones that we can retain over a couple years with the points we have. We're going to scout them to ensure they're not a bust, and then we'll be good. So I'm going to sim a little bit more after doing this, and I'll show you what the board looks like. So here we are. It's conference championship week. Let's advance to National Signing Day, see how we did. I believe I said by conference championship week I want 12 to 14 commits. Let's see how many we got. Let's see what our board's looking like. By the way, this was actually really rough. Nobody wants to come to Missouri State for some reason. And if they do, their deal breakers are just program breaking. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't count. Let me just go to top classes. What conference are we? Conference USA. So we have 10 commits. So we fell a little bit short of the goal, 12 to 14. But we do have the #1 ranked class in our conference, which is the whole point. No cheese, none of that. We have this 3-star punter about to commit, so that's going to be 11. We're probably going to lose this fullback to Stanford. We're definitely losing this. But his actually deal breaker's kind of low anyway. To TCU. And we can't get this 3-star. He'll probably sign with us in the offseason, but that's another story. Where even if the deal breaker's there, if you're the only person on him, he'll still go to you. So now we got 10 players, about to be 11 and 12 here, and here we'll make 12 by the offseason. Now this next part, the transfer portal, is what's going to keep our program afloat while our high school recruiting catches up. Stay tuned for this. I'm at the players leaving screen. The first 2-3 seasons, it's important to get full 35 people recruiting boards because the maximum amount of people that can transfer will transfer. It damn near doesn't matter what team you are. Whatever the default is, 20, whatever, they're out of here. Here we are at the transfer portal. This is where low prestige schools actually get good. So despite being 7 and 6, we dropped to half a star. So hopefully we can still get transfers in. First thing I'm going to do is sim the first portal week. This allows me to see who already has offers and who doesn't, so I'm not wasting any hours. At low prestige, I'm only targeting rising seniors. So they will say juniors here, but they're rising seniors who will start immediately. Most of these players are going to be offensive linemen, defensive backs, wide receivers. There's 0 point in bringing in underclassmen with bad deal breakers like C-, whatever, because they're just going to leave again after one off-season boost. Here's the key. Rising seniors can't leave, no matter if their deal breaker bumps up to A+. So most of my portal targets are going to be untargeted 2 stars, sometimes a 3-star. A low 70s lineman can jump to mid or high 70s after off-season training, and then with a tactician boost, and at a 1-star school, that's basically elite talent. Also, I'm going to go through position changes on the O-line, move defensive tackles to defensive ends, corners to safeties, whatever we need to do for our depth, and to make sure these transfer players who are going to start, because they're probably going to be our best players. And depth matters more than the star rating early on. So I'm going to view the roster, and that's going to decide who I'm targeting. I'm going to advance this first week, and we'll check right back in with you. So I advanced 1 week, and just looking at the roster, I'm going to need a quarterback. Going to need a couple wide receivers. I have a good tight end. Going to need a starting left tackle, starting left guard, starting center, and starting right tackle. Gonna need a defensive end. Gonna need some linebackers. Gonna need at least 1 defensive back to start with Barrett. Gonna need a couple safeties. Basically, everybody we're about to get in the portal is gonna be a rising senior, and they're gonna start. So we had about 12 commits or whatever, 10 commits. We need this last 23 commits, and it's very important for our program. Let's get it. This is why it's very important to use the recommended tab and to sim the first week. We have a ton of good quarterbacks we could recruit. Ty Hawkins, though, I'm not going to get him because, he's going to advance and then he's going to transfer after 1 season because of pro potential. Akili Smith, I can recruit him and then start him with playing time. Or Austin Novostat, right? Because none of these people have offers. Anybody with a playing time deal breaker? Let's see if there's any juniors. With the playing time, yeah, no juniors even want to come here, which is fine. But we have access to so many good quarterbacks, so fret none. we'll be able to fill out our board and get somebody good. I just wanted to show you guys the type of quarterbacks you could get. So now I filled out my recruiting board with about 20 players, 2 stars and 3 stars with no offers. I'm going to go down the list, give every single one an offer, and then put 10 to 15 on them each, as many as I can, like my 450 split up, and we'll see what it looks like next week. If someone jumps in with competition, we're going to remove them and immediately look for another rising senior that can start for us and carry us while our high school recruiting gets in order. There weren't any recommended free safeties, so I targeted a couple strong safeties, 2 corners. So I'm going to have to do some moving around and divvying up, but let's see how it goes. So here we are in week 4 of recruiting. As you see, I'm in the lead for most of these transfers. These wide receivers all have playing time that says F. So this part is actually kind of cheese. Normally I wouldn't do this. I'm just doing this to prove a point. I think they're all going to commit as long as nobody else offers them. But I don't know why their playing time would be F, because these would be my top 3 receivers by far, right? Like, they're all ballers in real life, so that makes no sense. But as you see, I'm in the lead for all of these people, and I'm going to advance. We'll see how many we got to commit. We'll see how many are in our we'll see our ranking in our conference, and then we'll go to position changes. So here we are, National Signing Day. All of those wide receivers did commit. Back in the day, you used to be able to make promises. So instead of playing time being F when these are clearly the best 3 receivers on my roster, if I was able to promise 40 targets in a season to commit them to overlook the thing, and then if you don't do that or something, your coach prestige drops a point. I don't know, I would do that. But let's see our recruiting ranking in our conference. We were number 1, we were 57. Most importantly, we got 35 players. Your first 2 or 3 seasons, you're going to want to get 35 players because you're automatically losing whatever the max is the first year. And then whoever didn't transfer the first year, you're automatically going to lose the second year. And then there still might be some that are going to transfer the third year. So if you don't recruit 35 and 35, you're going to have 50 players on your roster. I'll show you guys. I'm sure when I get to cuts, I'll only have about 70 probably, and I recruited 35 because they were mad graduates, and then the maximum amount of people are going to transfer no matter what in this game. So I'll show you guys position changes to get the maximum from the team and from my transfers. We literally upgraded every position, and we'll go from there. So bear with me, guys, as I run through position changes. So Keely Smith is going to start, and he's a star, so his offseason is going to go crazy. He's definitely going to be our quarterback. Good. Got a good running back out the portal. What did I say? Our top 3 receivers. So I don't know why they would think they're not going to play. All 3 of these guys are going to get touches. All right. Okay. So a lot of the transfers I think were left tackle. So these 2. Move your offensive line around because sometimes centers are better at different positions. Tackles are better at positions. So I'm going to see. So I definitely need a starting left guard, right? Probably a starting center. And a right tackle. So immediately, I'm going to probably move this guy to left guard. Look, and he goes up by... Oh, no, I lied. Did he go up? No. Montgomery, hold on. No, so he literally goes up by 3 points when I move him from left tackle to left guard. So that's my point. So boom. So now we have a good left tackle. And you see how we don't reach their deal breaker pro potential? For some reason, they wanted to come here just a month ago. But whatever, it's fine. And this is what I mean. If they were sophomores, juniors, freshmen, they would transfer out after 1 season. So it's impossible to have stability and build a team. So anywho, let's go through this. So I got a couple right guards. One of them I'm going to move to center. Let's see who's the best one at center. Not you, buddy. 74. Let's move him over. He stays at a 73. He doesn't drop a point. So now we got a left tackle out the portal, a left guard out the portal. Seeing they're all low 70s, they're probably going to end up around 74, 75, which in Conference USA is really good. And then right tackle. So I'm going to move this right guard that I recruited to right tackle, and now I have an all-new offensive line. And look, he goes up by a couple points. That's why you want to... Offensive line is probably the most important position to move around. So now, right out the portal, I have the best offensive line in the conference. All right. I don't really care. As long as I'm too deep at every position, I'm fine. Pause. All right. I think I recruited some edges out the portal. They're all mid. Okay. So that didn't work out too well. Let's see if any of our D tackles are a good edge. No, it's fine. And then we're going to move to linebackers. I got a couple. These two I think are out the portal. So Cooper's definitely going to start at the Sam. All right. See, we're upgrading literally every single position in the portal, and that's fine. Okay. I know I got this guy, Barrett, out the portal, and Deani out the portal. No, Barrett was here. I needed one to start with him, so I got Deani. Cool. That's fine. So I have two decent corners. They're slow, though. And some of these guys, none of them have good development traits, which is another important part of recruiting. But as you go in prestige, start paying attention to traits. But when you're small prestige, you just need bodies. I have good strong safeties. I will probably move a corner to free safety. So anyway, that's position changes. We made some improvements on our offensive line. Going to advance to the preseason again, and we'll wrap up this video. Also, real quick, you see we recruited 35 people. We're still 10 under the roster limit, so I'm not even going to cut anybody. We're going to have a bunch of graduates and probably 20 more transfers this year. So we're going to need another 35, like I said. Sorry for being redundant, but this is why. You need to recruit as many people as you can those first 2 or 3 seasons. Now, every preseason, I redshirt every freshman unless they're starting immediately. I repeat this entire cycle that I showed you guys until my high school recruits naturally catch up to the players I can get out of a portal. After a good season, your prestige will jump to 1.5 or 2 stars, but ours in this video, because I simmed, went down to half a star. But when it goes up, it gives you more scouting hours, more recruiting points, and better portal options. The philosophy does not change. You still need to max out early, recruit players you can keep, and avoid surprises. If you're in the American, Sunbelt, or Conference USA, you'll notice that just after 1 or 2 seasons, your team is in the low 70s, while computer teams fall into the 50s. That's when the rebuild really takes off. So I'm going to show you guys real quick where we stand. 61, 53. So we're already the best team in Conference USA after 1 recruiting cycle, and we have ballers at our skill positions. So if you're someone that uses games, your competition has fell down to 50s already, and you literally have Jaquez Petaway on freaking bubble screens and fly routes. So I simmed through bowl season. I ended up 9-4, which means I won either a conference championship or a bowl game. I don't know if this is bowl season or after bowl season, actually, because I just advanced okay, so it's right before bowl season. So I won the conference my second year with 1 recruiting class. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more bonus content. So now that my prestige should go back to 1, I don't know if it jumps to 1.5, I should have better access to more transfer portal players, and we'll see what my rating is after 1 more. So real quick, at the transfer portal, as you see, winning the conference or losing the conference, so second in USA, being second and winning the conference jumped me back from half a star to 1.5 star. So after going through the cycle a second time, so now this is preseason season 3. Let's see what our rating is and how we compare to the others in our conference. Liberty is 59. We're 77 overall, 65, 56, 57. So by far, again, we are the best team in our conference. And if I was to sim it, we would probably win another 8 and 9 games. And now this is where the rebuild, the recruiting becomes rewarding, the progression after a good season. So like the one I just had in sim, things start to open up in a way that actually feels rewarding. Like now you can start to pull younger players out of the transfer portal with deal breakers like Coach Prestige and Championship Contender. Deal breakers you're actually in control of. This is the turning point of it. You also get more recruiting points, which means you're no longer forced to be full portal team every offseason. Instead of maxing out just 7 or 8 high school recruits, you can now fully invest in more high school players that you actually want. Be selective in the portal instead of desperate. Look at all of these 3 stars, and I'm a 1.5. So we were getting 2 stars, barely any 3 stars. Every player I would recruit now would be a 3 star. So at this stage, the portal becomes a tool, not a crutch. I'll usually grab 1 or 2 portal players to replace someone leaving for the draft, to patch up a weak position group, to add a starter if my high school guys still need to develop. As your prestige and roster rating climb, the balance shifts naturally. High school recruiting becomes the foundation like you see here when we're only 1.5 stars, and the transfer portal becomes just a complement. That's when it stops feeling like survival mode and starts feeling sustainable. So to finally wrap up this video, sorry guys, that's how I actually recruit as a low prestige school in CFB 26. It starts slow, but it's steady, realistic, non-cheesy. Most importantly, it works. What's your recruiting strategy? Do you disagree with mine? Do you skip the recommended tab and swing big just every year? Let me know in the comments. If this helped, make sure to like and subscribe. I know I said this vid was over, but bonus footage real quick. I'm just gonna sim this 3rd season so we could see how good we are and see how the talent compounds. So after simming to bowl season, we're 17th in the country, 11-2. I don't lie to you guys. The recruiting method of all recruiting methods. And it just compounds. It becomes easier the more points you get, the better players you have access to when your on-field play matches your recruiting. Peace.